I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 Who You With, Kurt, dog? Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt, dog. I'm Who You With, Kurt, dog. Man, it's Wednesday night. Y'all know tomorrow night, what night it is. Miss Risky will be in the house. I cannot wait. I'm sure she's working on some good things for tomorrow. I want to welcome everyone on the show on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is in the house. You can live chat with us during the show and let us know how you feel about it. Tonight, we got a couple of updates we're going to do on a couple of people, and we'll talk about that tonight. Y'all remember the guy with the bullhorn, Jacob Anthony Angeli, better known as Jake Angeli. We're gonna give an update on him. He said he's ready to testify against Trump in his second impeachment. So we're gonna discuss that a little bit, and then found out more information about him too. So we'll talk about that tonight. Daniel Ray Caldwell. That's another local. I don't know if he's related to the Caldwell we talked about last night, but he's out of the Colony, Texas, right here just north of Dallas. He was arrested. Had his job in Richardson, so we'll talk about that a little bit. Then the day two of the impeachment trial. And we'll have a couple other stories we'll highlight also. If it's something you want us to speak on tonight, just put it up in the chat and let us know. So hopefully everybody is having a great day today. Every day is good for me, even during my bad days. Sometimes you just have to smile and just keep moving. So let's get this party started. So Jake, if you don't remember, he's the guy that got up to Mike Pence's desk with the bullhorn painted face, the one that wanted organic food in prison after you committed a terrorist act. I don't care if you have organic food. Well, you shouldn't get special privilege, so you shouldn't be served organic food. But kind of find out, uh, he's a conspiracy theory, which we know that, and part of QAnon and Q Shaman, part of them, and Yellowstone Wolf. That's what he's known by. And apparently, this dude served in the Navy. Yeah, another serviceman that took part of this terrorist act on January the 6th. I guess they forgot about the oath that they actually took. I didn't know he did serve, but yes, he was a Navy. He was in the Navy, served 2 years, I believe.
Um, and Oh, that was some breaking news. I'm gonna have to read about that in a minute. But he served 2 years in the Navy, and he had to leave the Navy, which that's not a shocker. Um, had to leave the Navy because he refused to take the vaccine for the Navy, and because of that, he was taken out. They had to get him out. So I told you, Radio, I cannot read your comments. Um, So this guy won't set foot in McDonald's, but he will attack the Capitol. Exactly. And also, while doing my research, his attorney, his attorney is the one that represented the couple out of St. Louis. Um, the same attorney that represented them. And they actually try to get Trump to pardon him because they feel like he did nothing wrong. Well, he finally came out and apologized, and he apologized after Trump um, would not pardon him. And his attorney wrote a statement. Um, he said his attorney is Abel Watkins out of St. He represented the St. Louis couple, Mike and Patricia McCloskey, the ones that have the gun against the peaceful protest for protesting in a neighborhood. Yeah, those two. That Trump tried to intervene between them. And we need to do an update on that case and find out what's the outcome was of it. So his attorney said in a statement, Watkins urged that Angela had no part in the violence, did not hide its identity, was unarmed, not destructive, and followed the instruction of law enforcement official in a respectful fashion, and that Anger was carrying a megaphone so his voice could be heard. Watkins also said in an interview with KSDK in St. Louis, he is responsible for his action. He regret where he is today, as well as suggesting President Trump pardon Angela before the president left office. His attorney publicly called on President Trump to pardon his client, arguing that Angela had been unarmed, not violent, and not destructive, and had been acting on the invitation of the president. Angela made over uh, for a president pardon from Trump through White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. After Angela did not get the president pardon from Trump, his lawyer issued a statement saying he, Angela, regret very, very much having not just been duped by the president, but by being in a position where he allowed that dumping to put him in a position to make decision he should not have made, according to his lawyer, and he is prepared to testify against Trump in his second impeachment trial. Like I tell y'all all the time, it's about the one that's going to talk first. And um, I don't know. But he need to be held accountable. Regardless if he was in violence or not, he was in a place he know he had no business being at. And because of that, he need to be held accountable for it. And um now they say the false claims with him after storming the Capitol, users on Facebook circulated rumors that said he was associated with an Antifa movement or the Black Lives Matter movement and had and filtered the event as an agent provocateur. In January 6th tweet from his Twitter account, USA Wolfpack, he responded to speculation made by Trump campaign lawyer Lynn Wood. Mr. Wood, I'm not Antifa or BLM. I'm a QAnon and digital soldier. My name is Jake. And I marched with the people and I fought against BLM and Antifa in Phoenix. Snoops investigated the statement, concluding that he did attend a BLM rally, that he is not affiliated with Antifa, and is an active Trump supporter. So now he's begging to get off. He want them to flap him on the wrist and act like none of this happened. But what you have to realize, if you was in there, regardless if you're the one that did the damage, you went in. And because you went in, you have to be held accountable. Now, some people are going to say, but he didn't do nothing. Do you think if I went into the Capitol and I didn't do nothing, but I was there, I would be in jail also? So I don't feel sorry for him. Take your punish. Tell Big Bubba what's up. Learn how to braid hair. Because you're going to need to learn some type of skills real quick. Radio said he just wanted to be in the Senate chambers again by testifying. Exactly. I don't feel sorry for him, to be honest with you. You made that decision to do these actions. So, but you making those decisions, that's on you. That's nobody's fault but your own. That's all that is. That's your fault. Whatever happened to you is on you. But they do need to hold you accountable. Just like anyone else that's a part of it, you need to be held accountable for it. Now you want to apologize and make it seem like everything is okay. Like they're gonna turn their back and say he apologized. But think about the damages that was done, the lives that been lost. And somebody got to be held accountable for that. So let's not try to pretend like you're a much better person now just because you spent a couple of weeks in jail. Oh, I'm much better. Now I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to be that first one to say, hey, I testify against Trump. I hope you do. For then they can hold him accountable. So I hope you do testify. But don't come in there with those conspiracy theory, because they had a radars up. And with their radars being up, they're going to pay attention to everything you say, and they're going to dissect it and make sure you're telling the truth. So I hope you get that opportunity to testify, because I would like to see what you want to say. And it's crazy how people feel that they could do this and just get away with it. Like they did nothing wrong. You cannot keep using Trump invited us there. Some things you got to think about yourself. You got to figure out for yourself, is this the right thing to do? But because you chose not to think for yourself and you let someone that spoke hate The whole time he was on the campaign trail, the whole time he was in office, he spoke hate. And you chose to go there to support him anyway. So you shall be held accountable for it. And once you held accountable, they need to charge you for to the full extent. Welcome to the show, Andrew Anderson, watching on Facebook. Welcome to the show. And so you definitely need to be held accountable because you do not, you want to apologize. You should have known before you done it, it was wrong. And then on top of that, I'm gonna ask the question that I asked before. This is a ex-Navy man. Should he lose his benefits? He did commit treason against America, the country he took an oath to protect. Should he lose his benefit? I personally, I feel like he should. Why should we be? Why should our tax dollar be paying him for what he done? Commit a terrorist act? It don't make sense. So yeah, Jake. Yeah, I'm not talking about Jake from State Farm either. Jake, you should be held accountable. Um, Reverend Anderson said, good, Dr. Bishop. What say you this evening? Well, we're talking about Jake, the guy with the bullhorn that sat at Mike Pence's desk that kind of found out he's an ex-Navy, and he also willing to testify against Trump now in Trump impeachment trial. So he's willing to do that, which is, I hope he do. I hope he testify. For the simple fact, if he testify, we know exactly what Trump thought. They said when this was going on, Trump didn't want to call in the National Guard. He was okay with what they was doing after he hyped them up. So I hope he actually do testify. I would love to see that testimony. They need to convict him. You're right. If, Andre Anderson said they need to convict. Yeah, they need to. Uh, Radio said, "Is it organic food in the Navy?" I don't know. I never been in the Navy. I haven't served. I couldn't answer that. I think when you I couldn't tell you that. I don't know. But we also um must remember he was in there for 2 years. A year was boot camp, and then he didn't want to take the vaccine that was necessary for him to take. That's why he was released from the Navy. So I don't know if that's a honor discharge or dishonor discharge. I don't know, but I'm like, this dude had issue back then. See, probably what it is, because soon as he got arrested, his mom come on the news. She laughed and joked about it a little bit and talked about he only eat organic food. That's a problem because he's 33 years old, and I understand it's a mother's child. There's nothing wrong with that. But because of the way she did that interview, you could tell she probably do everything for him. Probably still wash his clothes for him. He probably don't have to do anything. And his mother probably do everything for him. I don't know, allegedly. We'll say allegedly, but the way he is, he don't like to follow orders. But now he's in a position he don't have a choice. So, hey, I'm sure Big Bubba gonna braid your hair real good. Or you're gonna braid his hair. So either way, uh, he only did two, and I'm trying to find that part of it in this story. Um, Let me scan over it real quick because they said he only did two. Um, da, 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 da. Trying to make sure I'm giving out the right information because I read it earlier. Um, they said he only did 2 years in the Navy, and he was taken to Washington State, and that's where they actually got him, let him out of it in Washington State. He was discharged from the military. So, okay. Um, he enlisted in the United States Navy on September the 26th, 2005, after boot camp and training as a supply clerk. He was assigned to USS Kitty Hawk aircraft carrier in March 2006. At some point, he refused to take the anthrax vaccine and was scheduled for dismissal from the Navy on September the 29th, 2007. He was sent to a transit personnel union in Puget Sound in Washington State and was um, processed out of the Navy on October the 11th after 2 years and 15 days in uniform. His final rank was storekeeper seaman. Um, so he did 2 years and 15 days. And that's what he did. So I feel like, hey, that's that's what he did. 2 years. That's all he had to do, and they let him out. So, um, I'm sorry. Um, so that's yeah. Normally, well, I guess it depends. I want to say the first year is normally 4 years. I'm not quite sure. I didn't serve, but normally I'm thinking it's 4 years first. Um, so I'm not quite sure, but he did 2 years and 15 days, all because he didn't want to take the anthrax vaccine. Yeah, that tell you a lot about him anyway. I guess he thought he was going to go in and he didn't have to take the vaccine. He got in for all the wrong reason. Um, so that's how that went down. So he went back home. Well, he got out. I don't know where he went. I don't want to assume, but he got out. And after he got out, that's when he got involved with um he did a little acting and voiceover. Kept a profile on Backstage website, which I don't think nobody will help him now for the simple fact he did a terrorist act on the greatest country in the world uh, for most people. Um, and he did some other stuff, but then he started getting into supporting Donald Trump. And he admit that he went against Antifa and BLM, Black Lives Matter, during their protests. See, when we tell people that sometimes other people get involved with these protests that don't have anything to do with those particular groups, other groups get in there and they would do things to make the protest look bad. And allegedly, this is probably one of those prime example because once they seen it, They identified him as an Antifa and as a Black Lives Matter supporter. But he was going to go against them. And that's a prime example. He's probably was one of those ones that was allegedly busting out windows, and people automatically thought he was part of BLM or Antifa. That's why he had to put the statement out and say, no, he's part of QAnon, which I wouldn't do that either in the position you in. I'm just saying. So that's kind of crazy. He probably run for office. So I didn't read it until I put it up. He probably will. He probably will. Kind of like the salon owner here in Dallas that went against uh, Governor Greg Abbott uh, executive order and opened up her salon. She tried to get in, but she lost after the runoff election. She did lose, which I'm glad she did. But that's how they do. Once they get their name in it, they try to take advantage of it every way they can. So I hope he testify. I think if any, and I didn't get a chance to check to watch all of it today. I had to leave and do some things, but from what I understand, it got pretty interesting. And the alert that came out a while ago, we'll talk about it later. Apparently, uh, Trump is so upset, Mitch McConnell is thinking about voting against him to impeach him. So that's the alert I got a while ago. I haven't read it, but that's what came across. I have to glance over and see and go from there. I read today that Biden has a higher approval rating than your governor in Texas. Anybody have a higher approval rate than him. And Greg Abbott, he has to go. Him, Dan Patrick, Ken Patson. I couldn't think of Ken name last night. Ken, allegedly Ken, the gangster Patson. They all have to go. Oh, and we're gonna send your homeboy back to you, Ted Cruz. He need to go too. So definitely I think anybody would have a better approval rate than him. And at this point, I think Lassie would have a better approval rate than him, um, or even Curious George. Either one of them would. Um, so I'm not surprised at all. Joe Biden, he's busy. He's doing a lot of stuff and he's not resting. So that's the type of leader we need. Now I haven't seen President Biden on the golf course not one time since he's been in office. But I know Trump, every time President Obama went, he complained about it. But I think the day after he was elected, Trump went, allegedly went. I can't remember, but he spent a lot of time on there. Cruz would make a greater to society as a pastry chef than he does as a senator. I don't think I would eat any of his cooking. I'm sorry. Sometime Cruz, he look like he don't wash his hands. He do. He did say that the virus is a host, and I don't know if he's still saying that or not because once he got it, he tried to keep it hush hush, but it came out. That's when he came out to vote for the Supreme Court judge. But before then, after we seen him flying on commercial flights with no mask on, and I still wonder how did that airline let him do that? I don't care who you are, what your status is. The rules are the rules. You're no better than anybody else. You should have your mask on. You should be an example. But once again, he followed somebody who's not an example. He followed the person that called this wife, talked about his wife, and it was nothing. He felt like it was okay. He talked about his wife. But there you go. That just tell you the politics that is played. And Cruz, he definitely need to go. He need to go. Um, Along with Jake, this just came out today, about 4 hours ago. Um, Look, I'm gonna just tell people this, and I keep saying it, and some people not paying attention. Do yourself a favor. If you was part of that terrorist act, turn yourself in. They gonna get you sooner or later. So the headline say FBI say man from the colony. The colony is a town just north of Dallas, kind of north, yeah, north of Dallas, kind of northeast in a way. Um, Assaulted an officer at January 6th, Capitol riot. I'm gonna say terrorist attack. Daniel Ray Caldwell was arrested at his workplace in Richardson. So a man was arrested Wednesday morning at his workplace in Richardson on charges related to the U.S. Capitol terrorist act. FBI say Daniel Ray Caldwell of the colony was arrested by the FBI agent. The FBI say Caldwell participated in a Capitol riot and assaulting an officer. He faces 4 charges: obstruction of law enforcement during civil disorder, assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers or employees, knowingly entering or remaining in a restricted building or ground without lawful um, authority, violent entry, and disorderly conduct on Capitol ground. At least 10 North Texas have been arrested in relations to the Capitol riot, including one who claimed to be a citizen journalist and a former real estate agent who took a private jet with others to the Capitol. They are mostly facing charges of remaining in a restricted building without lawful entry and impeding official function, invalid entry, and disorderly conduct on Capitol ground. This is the first publicly known arrest in North Texas for the riot with a charge of injuring an officer. That's an article from WFA, Channel 8 here in Dallas. That's the article they posted at 3:46 today. And I'm like, hey, he did the crime, he got to do the time. So, because I asked the question last night, where's the guys that actually that killed the police officer? Well, this guy's actually arrested for injuring an officer. I don't know which officer it was, but he should be charged for it and held accountable. If you are, if you was a part of it, do yourself a favor, turn yourself in, because if not, they're gonna show up at your job like they did with um Caldwell showed up at his job and arrested him in front of all his co-workers. And I'm sure somebody probably had video. I don't know what type of work he did, but hey, that's good for him. Oh, T-Cal, welcome to the show. Said, I wish I can't speak my chat since I'm driving, but I'm here. Hey, y'all. Kirk Dog. Welcome to the show, T Cal. I'm glad that you made it. Be safe on the road because here in Dallas, um, we're expecting some bad weather tonight. Um, I was out early and seemed like it started to uh, rain a little bit, and we're expecting freezing rain tonight. Actually, I think over the next 5 or 6 days. And one thing about Texas, when we don't get a lot of snow, but we get plenty of ice. And sometime when we get ice, it may shut everything down for days. I remember several years back, we got so much ice, and um, on 20, it was cars stuck in the middle of 20, cars and trucks stuck in the middle of 20 for like 3 or 4 days out there. So definitely be careful, T Cal, on the road. Make sure watching the roads. Radio said, I never had to fight the urge to join an angry mob. I feel you. Uh, I I'm one of those types. I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. I'm not gonna follow a crowd just because. And that was me. I never been the type to really just get out there and somebody say, "Oh, this going on, that going." I need to know all the details. I'm not gonna even in school. Um, in school, it was a division with race, and people would want to fight just because they're a different race. That wasn't me. I didn't do that. And people would get upset at me and say, "Oh man, you big and bad, and we telling you come out there and fight." That ain't me. They haven't done nothing to me, and it's not like they have. But I did have a couple of fights in school. I'm not gonna lie, I did, and um I've had a couple of fights in school, but it was one of those situations where I didn't really have a choice. And I'm not going to let you just run over me. You could talk all day long, but once it get physical, I got to do what I got to do. So, but just to be in a crowd just because, that's not me. Now, for the protest that's going on, yeah, we should protest, peaceful protest. There's nothing wrong with being peaceful. But I choose um, to pick and choose which protest I want to go to. And normally I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna support it, but I'm gonna leave before anything happen because I don't want to be, oh, Kurt Dow was down there and he was part of the problem. No, don't lie on me. Uh, so I don't want to meet Big Bubble. So um so in today's news with the impeachment trial, they actually played some videos that we didn't see. They released some new footage. They released some footage where we could see how close the Senate were to the mob because they was the policemen, they was trying to block them from going down this particular hallway, and you could see all these Senates passing by from the security cameras inside of the Capitol. At one point, and I forgot which Senate it was, they was escorting them out. I think it was like 3 police officers around them. escorting him out. All of a sudden, they turned around and had to run back the other way. And as they ran back the other way, 2 police officers stood at the door, protecting that door. And I'm sorry, Trump is the reason behind all of this. He's upset at his lawyers. He feel like they're not representing him right. If it continue to go on, eventually he's going to have an outburst. And he's going to put his nail in his coffin. And because he'll say something to blow it all up. But the alert I received a while ago saying that Trump is so upset, Mitch McConnell is thinking about leading over to impeach him also. Which, hey, I think he should be impeached. That's my opinion. Because for you to do this, you should be. You don't care about us. It say Trump is furious and McConnell might vote to convict. That's the headline that came across my phone a while ago, and I guess it came out earlier today. I just did not see it. But I just got the alert a while ago and saying that McConnell might vote to convict. They should. At what point, how can you face your kids, your grandkids in the eyes and say, hey, I let this man go because he's in the same party as me? How can you face your kids and your grandkids and great grandkids and they ask you, well, how did you vote, Grandpa? Well, we're in the same party, so I'm a just let him go. But how can you do it? How can you do it with a clean heart? To not hold this man accountable. Yeah, he probably didn't go out, say right out loud and say, go down there and stop him from doing it. But he said enough to get the people hyped enough to do it. Not only that, Trump been talking about January the 6th for so long. January the 6th, so long. I've seen some stuff online today, seen a couple of things. I've heard people talking about the 4th. I've heard people talk about March 6th. And saying get prepared for March 6th. So I'm going to tell all of you, like I say all the time, be prepared, get ready, for you don't have to try to get ready. If you don't have your LTC, get them. You don't know what a person may do. You definitely want to be ready. We living in some crazy times right now. And the only thing people think about is themselves. Kind of like the Caldwell we talked about last night, the guy out of Grand Prairie, the next city over from where I'm at. Talking about he wanted to kill Jews and African Americans. Sold a gun to the FBI undercover officer. Get ready. For you don't have to try to get ready. Radio said Cruz has already said they haven't proven their case that Trump incited the riot. This guy is supposed to be a lawyer. The trial isn't even over yet. Put it like this. With the videos they showed today, like they said, it wasn't just Democrats. They didn't care who who they came across. They didn't care what party you represented. They wanted to do some damage. And they showed two people that was carrying the plastic handcuffs and the plastic ties. And they said, I could just imagine what would have happened if they would have came across either one of you. What would they have done? We don't know. We don't know what would have happened. So at this point, I think it's an excellent statement the way they present it to people, because you're thinking just Democrat lives is in danger. All of your lives was in danger. Just like I said the other day, those 42 GOP that want to remove the fence from around the Capitol, they need to look at their motive. Why? Are they trying to make it easy for them to get in on the 6th or the 4th, whichever day it is? Is that the reason why they trying to push so hard to get those fences taken down? I'm asking. Because you need to look at all of that. You should pay attention to all of it. Must remember, Trump been saying for a while, January 6th, some big things gonna happen. Big things gonna happen. It's rumors that something gonna happen, either the 4th or the 6th. And the Senate's trying to get these fences taken down. Why? Why are you concerned about these fences instead of convicting these terrorists that attack America? That's more important than anything. You should be concerned about getting these the terrorists convicted. But instead, you're more concerned about taking the fence down, which don't make sense to me. Maybe it's not supposed to. They want to keep this going, trying to make it easy for these people to do another terrorist act. And I'm like this: I hope they don't remove the fence. If they do remove the fence, all 42 of those GOP should be charged, because that's telling me they have intel of what's about to come. I agree with you, Radio. The GOP is a total disgrace. They did this to themselves. And I just feel like they should be charged. I'm gonna ask the question for the ones in the back. Any military, ex-military, if they serve and receiving benefits for serving our country, which we appreciate everybody who serve. Let me say that first of all. I've had plenty of family members that have served. The ones that committed this terrorist act, should they receive their benefits? Me personally, I say no. Why? You took an oath to protect America, but then you turned around and attacked America. The same country that is giving you these benefits for serving, should you receive your benefits? Should our tax dollar be paying their benefits after you committed a terrorist act against America? Treason. So yeah, I feel like they shouldn't. That's my opinion. Some people may feel different. I don't know. It's okay not to agree with me. It's fine. It's absolutely okay to not agree with me. But anybody who have served and decide that it's okay and you still want to get the benefit from the country that you just committed a terrorist act on, nah, nah, that ain't good. Um, so uh, they say that McConnell's sitting into GOP Trump impeachment as a consigned vote, saying that Mitch is saying sitting his fellow Republican that the final vote on Donald Trump impeachment is a matter of consent, and that the Senate who dispute the constitution of the trial could still vote to convict the former president. Um, I hope they do. They should find him guilty and hold him accountable. This man is crazy. Mary Trump tried to tell him. Mary Trump said in a book, he don't care about nobody but himself. But at the same time, people have to take a stand. You have to do what's right. You have to do what's right and convict this man. If you don't convict him, I hope whatever state you are representing, they remove you and vote you out of office. That's the way it should be done. But we need people to get out and vote. This is the time. If you're not registered to vote, this will be the time to get registered. This is the time to get registered to vote for. You can vote for all the elections that's coming up. Every time you renew your license, register to vote. Best thing to do. You know you good. Radio said McConnell can't be trusted. He just look out for his own political interests. A lot of them do. They don't care about us. They in this position, they getting this good insurance and benefits and this per diem. And they're making some side money for speeches and all of this. They don't care about us. They don't care at all. Long as they continue to get their money, they don't care. They do not care about us. It's about what's going to benefit them. And that's a problem within itself. We need to, as Trump said, clean the swamp. We need some new people in there that's going to be for the people. And that's not what we have in Trump. That's not what we had in Trump. And a lot of these people that are serving today, a lot of these, I'm going to just put it out, a lot of these old white mans that is stuck in the past, that have their ways, think they still back in the 30s and 40s, and they need to be removed. Yeah, some people are going to say, well, Joe Biden, he was one of them. He been in there for a long time. But it's okay to make a change. Biden is not like he was back then. He adjusted to time. But a lot of these old white guys in there, They don't care. That's how they got in. That's how they want to stay in. They don't care. So, yeah, since they don't care, we need to make sure we hold them accountable and vote them out. Vote them out. Welcome to the show, Doug Humphrey. Okay, cool. You can. 972 591 3665. 972 591 3665. So these folks, we need to hold them accountable for their action. And if not, need to vote them out. Radio said it has been good not to see Trump on TV anymore, and it's less exhausting. Yes, it is. And then on top of that, Twitter said even if he try to run in 2024, they still gonna ban him for life. They don't care. They don't care. They would not allow him to come back home. Hold on, we got a call. Have a call coming in. Hold on.
1 to send a voicemail, press 2.
Speak on it.
Hey,
you live on there.
this is Doug.
What's going on? Oh man, trying to get through this show. How's everything going with you? Where you calling from?
I'm Richmond, Virginia. This is your brother from another mother.
I know it. What's going on? Now you're a military. You're a military man. I know you have some comments. I gotta ask you a question because you serve, and I want to know, for these folks that actually committed this terrorist act on January 6th, the ex-military or some that are still serving, do you think they should keep all their benefits?
Well, before I answer that, let me correct you on something. I went to a military college.
Okay.
Where I was a cadet officer, but I served with in the capacity of leadership, and I still have a lot of connection with guys that graduated and did go active. I had some issues where I couldn't go active, but I still serve in the capacity where I'm involved. And to answer your question, no, they should not be getting benefits. I agree with you. You attack the country that you were sworn to protect and to serve, and you turn and you fall into the nonsense of a narcissist. And it's other people in that party's fault that Trump is not is because they enabled him to act that way. And he has, it's a true statement that he has followers, but he has followers that's afraid. I look back at Lindsey Graham when John McCain was living. John McCain was a maverick, and he spoke his truth. As soon as John McCain closed his eyes, Lindsey Graham, he lost his manhood and he started kissing up to Donald Trump. And if you go back and look at the tapes of all the stuff that different people said about Donald Trump did not change. Those people changed. They became afraid of him and what his so-called movement. And if people want to know the truth, I had a good friend, I'm not gonna call no names, tell me that I was looking at the wrong news. I just want you to chew on this. It's not that I was looking at the wrong news, because I told him I can look at Fox, I can look at CNN, MSNBC. I look at what's coming out of the man's mouth, and I'm intelligent enough to know that Donald Trump is a liar. 99% of the stuff that comes out of his mouth, he's lying about it.
I agree with you.
It don't take a rocket scientist. It don't take a rocket scientist to know that. And let me clear. I voted on both sides of the line. I voted Republican and Democrat. I am a staunch Democrat, but I voted on the Republican side for a specific reason. But I feel like we should all vote our conscience. But I don't need anybody trying to sway me on why I'm wrong for not voting for Donald Trump, or why I'm wrong for voting for, say, President Obama or President Biden. I mean, it's my right to vote the way I want to, and nobody should get mad because somebody voted for Donald Trump. I get mad because you can't see the stupidity that you're trying to make me believe. I mean, Donald Trump is an ass. Excuse my French if I can say that.
No, you okay?
He's just an ass. It's no way around it. And what I was hoping is when he left office that the Southern District of New York was going to be sitting at Jordan-based Andrews to put them handcuffs on him.
I was hoping the same thing.
Because he's a criminal. And anybody that cannot stand and say that, looking at what happened at the Capitol and looking at this trial that's going on, he incited it. That's just like, I don't want to take up all your time, but it's just like they say, he didn't cause people to be racist. He made them feel comfortable doing what they're doing. I remember right after he got elected, I was getting fuel for my truck. I wasn't bothering anybody. White guy rolled up on me, just didn't like the way my truck looked, or didn't like the way I look. And like I said, I'm in Richmond, Virginia, so it get a little sketchy out here. But the guy rolled up to me and he called me all kind of black bitches and this and that. And I got out of my truck and I said, "What you say?" And you know where my mom lives. I tried to reach from Richmond, Virginia, back to my mom's door. When I came forward, I slapped the taste out of his mouth. And I got back in my truck and I told my wife, I said, "The police might be at our house when we get there, but I'm fully prepared to do whatever had to be done." She said, "No." She said, "They might be there, but I don't think so." She said, "You slapped shit out of him. I don't." She said, "I felt sorry for him, but he needed it." And it was right after Trump got elected, and people just thought that they could say whatever they wanted. I mean, let me be fair now. When President Obama got elected, I thought the dumbest thing that I heard black people say, "Oh, we're gonna paint the White House black." No, he's not the president for just black folks. He's
Exactly.
the president for everybody. You know, so I mean, I want to be fair about it, but you know, we just have some idiots on and all races that'll say the dumbest stuff. It's just when people won't stand erect and correct those people. And Dr. King once said, "A man can't ride your back if you standing tall." You got to be bent over for somebody to ride your back, and that's what we do too many times. And that's what these guys are doing, letting Donald Trump ride their back, and they ruining their good name. I think the best. I didn't like Mike Pence at first, but he stood up, and the best form of standing up was that Secretary of State, whoever he was, over the elections in Georgia. He stood up. He
Stood
didn't
up
let
to
Trump
him.
bully him. He's so used to bullying people and turning people into cowards. All it takes is for you to stand up. That's all I want. I ain't trying to take over your show, but I just get so ticked off with people trying to make other folks think that we wrong because we can call wrong wrong. And if Joe Biden said something wrong, I'll stand up and say, "Man, you know, he was wrong about that."
Exactly. I sure appreciate you for calling in, and you're always welcome to come into the house. Boss Slave, welcome to the show on YouTube. He say Trump will be acquitted. Probably will, but I don't know. Hopefully he's not. Hopefully he is convicted.
Well, I hope that he's convicted, but one thing about it, he might get away with this, but I think I just heard on the news that Georgia is looking into charging him with criminal activity, and the Southern District of New York is still lingering out there. So I hope he get what's coming to him. And I'll be home, I'll be home in April. We got to get together.
Most definitely. We definitely will. Hopefully we have this pandemic under control. So definitely be safe out on the road, man. Are you in your truck now?
Yeah, I'm headed to Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right,
drop and turn around and go back to Richmond.
All right, well, go on, let us hear that horn one time.
I'm in a new age truck that don't have the horn on it.
Oh man, they undid everything different. I made them automatic and everything.
Yeah, I was just talking about that today. They spoiling these guys. I like to hit switches. I got an automatic and it shifts like you really shifting gears, but that ain't the fun part of it.
Exactly.
I wish I could hit the horn for you.
But hey, since you're going over to Charlotte, I don't know if you ever stopped at the Cookout. Man, get you one of those double Oreo shakes. Thank me later.
Oh yeah, they got the everybody in Richmond, but I'm about to go through something. I've been on a sugar-free diet for 2 weeks, man. I ain't had no sugar, and I won't be able to have it for 8 weeks after this, but it's gonna be a new me. So that's all I'm gonna say about it. But I'll be home in April. Everything go good. Tell everybody I say hello, man. I like what you're doing with your show.
I appreciate it, man. Be safe out there. That's Doug H. from Richmond, Virginia, calling in.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, homie.
Peace.
All right.
There you go. Doug H. from Richmond, Virginia. Thank you for calling in. Big truck driver heading to Charlotte from Richmond. So I see Boss Life. He said I'm black and I voted for Trump. They called me a coon. Well, if you seen the way Trump did during his rallies before he was elected, how he was telling people a lot of black folks was getting attacked there. He was telling people to attack them and he would pay for their bail, and he never did it. So if you one of those going to his rallies, that's on you. But I'm glad you're here. Everybody is welcome. I don't care who you support. As long as you are respectful and not coming with conspiracy theory, you're always welcome on the show. Please, since you're on YouTube, like, click the notification, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel. And for you can always know when we're on. We come on Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. And on Thursday, we have the one and only Miss Risky on the show. So definitely come back, be a part of it. What part of the game is what? Is that? I'm not sure what you're talking about. February 19th, Supreme Court picking up the election case in Michigan, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. Yeah, they definitely is. And I reported last night that Georgia is investigating that phone call, which I feel like this. If Trump is not convicted, kind of like Doug H. said, if Trump is not convicted during this impeachment trial, even if he is convicted, I got a feeling New York didn't get him on January 20th, but I feel like they're going to be waiting for him once this trial is over. So you got to do things in decent and orderly. You got to be able to let him go through this part first. But that charge in New York is still holding against him. So I feel like he will be held accountable for that, which he should be. T-Cal said it's probably your fellow Trump companion because you always be that to them. I kind of felt like it, but I don't know. News don't cover that. Don't cover what? T-Cal says stay woke. Boss Life said my brother got life for drug conspiracy in 98 and got his case appealed from a life sentence, and he's coming home in 2022. See, that's the problem right there, because a lot of black people have gone to jail for smaller cases, just like a lot of black people have gone to jail for crack cocaine. While the white counterpart, they get a slap on the wrist for cocaine. But you cannot make crack cocaine without cocaine. So if you're going to charge one community a higher time compared to the community that have the base of the same drug that this other community is using, they both use the same thing. They should be charged the same. But that's the difference between black and white laws. From Trump policy, radio said that's state Supreme Court, not the Supreme Court. Yeah, I think he's talking about February 19th, Supreme Court picking up the election case in Michigan, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure about that. I will have to research that and get back with you. Um, so matter of fact, I'll see if I can pull it up now. Now I don't know for sure. Um, like I tell y'all all the time, we are a live show, and because we are live, sometime information come in, we have to research it and figure it out just to make sure we're putting out right information out here. Because one thing we don't want to do is put out the wrong information and somebody be talking about we are conspiracy theory. No, we stick to facts on this show, and that's the only way we know how to do. So what you're talking about, I don't see. When I put it in, the only thing I see is all the ones that they threw out. So, what resource are you getting that from? Because I'm not finding it. Let me know what resource you're getting it from, and I'll do more research on tomorrow. So let me know exactly where you see it at, and where we just have to research it and go from there. Matter of fact, what state are you in, or what state are you located in? Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, like and share it with a friend. Everybody is welcome here. We don't care what party you're a part of. Okay, the red source case document from court. Because when I tried to Google it, I didn't get it. So I will have to research it between tonight and tomorrow, and I will let you know tomorrow. Um, yeah, because I'm not seeing what you're talking about, but we'll research it tomorrow and we'll go from there. Because I don't want to put out wrong information. I know we get a lot of unfortunately Trump supporters come on here and they try to feed us wrong information, but we verify stuff before we talk about them. So definitely. So Boss Rice, how do you feel about the fact that the um actually Doug 8 says send a link. I normally don't have people putting links on the page. But Doug, you will have to, what I do is if he have a link, I normally don't do links on the page for the simple fact it's 9 times out of 10 it's a conspiracy video, and give me the source that you're getting it from, and I definitely put it out there. Okay. Doug said he have a friend that is a non-biased political commentary. So definitely send the link or your resource, because the only thing he put was the red source case document from court. So hey, I will have to research it and go from there. And if it's oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I was reading differently. Okay. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Uh, hold on real quick. So definitely everybody is welcome here. I don't care what party you represent. What's important to me, as long as you allowing your voice to be heard and you getting out and voting. That's the most important thing. Not just voting for the presidential election, but also for local election, for your local election, because you must remember that's where our laws are made. Because here in Texas, we have some clowns up in the office, allegedly clowns. Greg Abbott, Ted Cruz, Dan Patrick, Ken the Gangster, Paxton. They all need to go. They have overstayed their time in office. Ken Paxton never should have been reelected. He had a case come up against him for 5 years, and he's still avoiding to see his day in court. Now, just last year, I guess about 3 or 4 months ago, the FBI is investigating him because of some of the things he done with the with the uh, um, pandemic. One of his friends was facing foreclosure. Well, he signed an executive order to keep his friend property from being foreclosed on. But once again, he overthrew his power. His team signed the letter, sent it to the FBI, so they opened up an investigation about him. So we need to get all four of them out. John Cornyn, we can't touch him. He just got reelected. But the next time, we need to work on him too, because he have a two-faced coin, and he's supporting this madness with Trump, saying they shouldn't impeach him. You should have been saying that while you was on the campaign. You should have showed how much support you had for Trump. But at the same time, when you was on the campaign and coming and want to talk with certain groups here in Dallas, you made it seem like you was biased, but you really wasn't. But now your horns are coming out since you was reelected. I didn't vote for you, and I wouldn't vote for you. So my thing is, your name is on the block too. So when your time is up, you need to move around also, because you're saying a lot of things now where people would not remember it. By the time your reelection come up, they'll been forgot about it. But if God say the same and I'm still doing this, I'm not gonna forget about it. You gotta go. That's all to it. You have to go. So man, time went by quick tonight. But I appreciate all our new listeners that came in. Doug H, Boss Life, Radio T Cal, even the ones that didn't say anything. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and being a part of the show. During the live shows, you can always chat with us, and you can call in during the live show. So definitely we're on Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter, D Live. No matter which platform, you can always come live. Come watch the show live, 8 p.m. Central Time. And on Thursday, we have Miss Risky in the house. And I appreciate Miss Risky. I think she did a wonderful job last week. Since I came on a little bit late, she did a wonderful job to start the show. I don't know. I told her she really need to host her own show, but she gonna think about it. So, but I can't wait until tomorrow night when we able to come back and enjoy it. I really appreciate my sister, because if y'all knew half of the stuff Miss Risky did, y'all would be like, wow. So I appreciate it. So I appreciate everyone for coming on tonight. We will be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Miss Risky, she been working on some new history lesson, and then what the stories we're gonna come up with. it's going to be a powerful night tomorrow night. So until tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, I love each and every one of you. Doug H, be safe on the road. Peace.